Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about why you're seeing colours in your meditation. And if you're not seeing colours in your meditation, I'm going to explain to you what to do if and when you do see colours in meditation. And what I mean by this is that many people will sit down with their eyes closed, they will meditate, and they will start to see different shapes and different colours in their meditation with their eyes closed. And this is very real. It's not some kind of psychological phenomena that's happening. There is a reason why this is happening, and there is a way of dealing with this experience as well. So I'm going to go through this in today's video. Often people will experience seeing kind of like orb-like shapes, having different colors flick in and out of their vision. Sometimes they'll stay for a little while, sometimes they'll come in and out of their vision. So I'm going to run through all of it today. If you've not seen me before and you've not been on my channel, my name's Ben. I'm a meditation teacher. I've been doing meditation since I was about 6 years old. I had a really fortunate upbringing. My dad was a teacher, and I was taught also by a very advanced master, which I've spoken about many times. I always feel like I have to caveat my videos with this because I know I don't look like a typical meditation teacher. But just in case you're wondering, that's my kind of background with it. I also have a school community. If you want to learn from me and join my live lessons and things like that, I'll leave a link down in the description. So, why do you see colours when you meditate? So, I'm going to explain it using this little big piece of paper here. But essentially, when you're working in a normal at a normal level of consciousness in a human body, we're working with our senses. So we've got five senses that reside within this kind of range of experience, let's say. And scientifically this is understood as well, that we can only see a fraction of what is actually available to us. There's much more going on than what we can see, but our eyes, in the way that our brain computes the information we're seeing, means that we can only see a fraction of it. So we've got this kind of scale, and I'm going to start the scale here, and I'm going to draw a big line. And this is like the scale of what is available to us, and this is what we're tapping into. So we're tapping into just a fraction of what is available to us. Now, when we sit down to meditate, what we're actually doing is we're starting to very gradually expand our consciousness. And with the senses, there's only, as I say, a limited scope of experience that we can compute through the senses. But when we're working with the mind, the range becomes much bigger. So we've got access to much more consciousness or experience of that consciousness when we're operating through the mind. And obviously this is what we're doing when we start meditating. We're starting to expand our consciousness and be able to experience that very gradually. Now, why do we start seeing colours? Now, many people will understand, if you're watching a video like this, I'm sure you're very aware that within the yogic traditions, they talk about things called chakras. Chakras. Always makes me sound very common when I say the word chakras. I don't sound very spiritual whatsoever. And the chakras are coloured. So the chakras are energy centres within the subtle body. They're not something that can be seen scientifically. But in terms of our subtle body, it's understood within the yogic traditions and other traditions that we have these energy centers called chakras. The primary energy centers are colored, and there are 7 of those energy centers, 6 of which sit within the body, and the 7th one is above the body. And each of these energy centers go up in their vibrational rate. So it starts off red, and it actually goes up in the same sequence that the rainbow is formed. So it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And each of these energy centers actually vibrates slightly more than the one beneath it. So let's say that red had a vibrational rate that looked something like this. And orange, I mean, this isn't accurate, but I'm just to give you an understanding. Orange vibrates a little bit more. Yellow vibrates a bit more. Green even more. And you get the idea, right? It's going up in scale. So each of these colours are vibrating more and more and more, and they appear different. So the vibrational quality of them is greater and greater and greater. I've done those the wrong way around, but you get the idea. So as we're starting to expand our consciousness in meditation, we're opening up what is available to be experienced to us, not in terms of what is outside, but internally within our own consciousness. We're experiencing more and more and more. These colours have a vibrational quality, and up the scale they vibrate more and more and more. These are associated with the chakras, and what's happening is that you're actually starting to become aware of your chakras by virtue of the fact that you're seeing these colours. And having experiences like this in meditation is really like a kind of pat on the back, as basic and as simple as that sounds. It's almost like you're being rewarded and shown that the work you're putting in is correct, and that the path you're on is correct. It's almost like a little kind of dangling carrot to say, yeah, come on, you're experiencing a bit more of yourself now. Keep on, keep on. And this is the way that it was described to me by my spiritual master, is that it's an amazing sign, basically. If you sit down to meditate and very quickly you start seeing colours flash in and out of your consciousness, that is a really, really positive sign. And it's like the first kind of experience that many people will have, is that they start to see different types of colours. And you suddenly become aware that, oh, okay, this process of meditation is actually allowing me to experience something that isn't normally there. You know, normally if you close your eyes, you don't see any of these colours. And now all of a sudden when you're meditating, you are. So it's a really, really positive sign. And as I say, these colours are associated with the chakras, and it is perfectly advisable and good for a couple of minutes just to observe these colours. So if you're sitting down, you meditate, and you start seeing the colour blue, let's say, and it's kind of flicking in and out of your vision, it's coming up in funny shapes, in orb shapes and things like that, just observe it. Just enjoy that spectacle. Spend a couple of moments, couple of minutes, if it lasts that long. Really, really enjoy it. Soak it up. Understand that you're doing something positive now. You're starting to gradually experience yourself more and more, and and understand that it's a great thing that's happening. But the one thing that I have to make clear is non-attachment. Totally messed that up. Non-attachment. So the worst thing that you can do in this situation, you start seeing colours, is expect this to be the case every time you sit down to meditate. Often people will start seeing colours, and the colours will last maybe for a couple of minutes, and then for the next week or 2 weeks this occurs, and then all of a sudden it stops, and people are kind of like, oh, I'm doing something wrong. I must be doing something wrong. Why are the colours not appearing? Do not let that thought dwell. Do not let that thought kind of open up, and don't expand on that thought. Try just to let go. You want to develop this state of mind, this virtue of non-attachment. These experiences of seeing colours will come and go. You might see them once and that's it. You might see it for months on end, but at some stage it will stop and you won't see these colours again, and maybe you won't see them for ever again. Maybe you might not see them for 6 months, but don't allow that to stop you. Don't let that become a problem. If you find that you become attached to the experience of these colours arising, you're going to suffer, because they're not going to be permanent. They are always going to be temporary. No matter what the experience is, no matter how amazing it is, whether you're seeing colours all the time, whether it's something even more profound than that, always have this understanding of non-attachment. Know that these experiences are always going to come and go. Enjoy them for a few moments. Don't become attached. Once you've enjoyed it for a few moments and you've soaked it up, go back to the meditation if possible. If they're obviously consuming you, then just observe and enjoy. And then when you can, just move back into the meditation and continue like that. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I'd love to hear your experiences if you are